potential samples of what the floor surfaces and wall surfaces would be in the future. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Lauren.
Thank you, John. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Paloma Chapman, and with me is Mariah Corey and Kiana. We're here. Lechtenberg. We're with RDG Planning and Design. Kiana is our summer intern, and she's been helping us today. She's also been taking pictures of this building and measuring as well. So she's getting acquaintance as well with this project. So a little bit of a summary of what we're going to see today, just a little bit of the project background that you guys are pretty much, you already know it. That started in 2014. Then we'll see some of the revisions that we've been working on around to make this building for another 50 years. We're going to see some site, some exterior, some materiality, interior renderings, and also interior finishes that Mariah has put together here, and you can also come and check them out after the presentation. So this was the initial presentation from June 2014, so 9 years ago. It came with the master plan outcomes. I'm gladly announcing that I think most of every single one of the items over here has been accomplished in this past 10 years. So it's a great job that the city of Johnston has done. Well, this is what we're going to be working now, the west view and decking. Same with the proposed activities. Most of them already also been implemented, and the ones that they're missing towards the bottom of the list are the ones that this renovation and addition for the community center is working on. This is a little bit of the programs. Again, this is initially what we have, and we have this ones, and we have tweaked them a little bit based on feedback we've been receiving in these past 4 to 5 presentations we have. Now let's gonna look at the site. So I don't know, you guys can look in the deck. It's a beautiful ports already implemented. That's why they're not added in this presentation. So you can see over here, this will be the addition. The addition for this building, it's a total of 3,200 square feet, 1,600 on each level. What we're working and proposing is a big patio over here on the lower level that it's going to be accessible through the trails and also through the sidewalk here on the east side of the building. Implementing over here, we're going to have a couple of ramps to connect to the lower level. The parking lot is right over here up north. And here it's the site. So here you can see this will be the addition. Your building is adding this area. And now that we have all this beautiful, we put the court so you guys can see them too. So what inspired us? You guys have this beautiful Terra Lake and Terra Park over here. So we're trying to connect the Crown Point Community Center with Terra Lake. For that, we were looking at different things, material palettes, structure. You have metal, you have light stone, a lot of earthy tones and earthy materials. So go back over here, right? You have this, and over here we are here at the Crown Point. And this is one first take that we're doing. So what we're trying to show is we've heard that you guys are very interested in renewable energies. So solar panels have been implemented and are considered for this project as well. What we're showing over here is, over here is the existing. We're proposing to paint stain the existing to get a lighter color so he looks more cohesive and connected to the whole Terra Lake Park. So it seems that it's been intentional, this connection between all these spaces. Over here is basically we're proposing redoing the current deck that you have here that needs a little, I think probably you need a new one. We're including all this metal channel for base of the structure, windows. We're actually adding windows to this space. That's something that we've been hearing through these public meetings as well. So you have more daylight in these spaces. And this will be a view from the west. This is the addition. It's the same concept, the same style of the windows. We're just giving you more daylight. We'll bring them all the way down, same concept. Over here, we're creating this kind of canopy with the solar panels that creates another shaded space that you guys can enjoy the outdoor. And this lower level patio will be connected to the existing trail, which also will be nice if you're gonna cross and go fishing. Okay, now we're gonna talk a little bit about the building program. So this over here is the 2014. So this is what it was presented and approved back then. That's 10 years ago almost. And this is the addition. So we have tweaked it, and we're gonna show you. We have moved this restrooms towards the south, and it's gonna have an outdoor access. So everybody who's using the court and the park can just use the facility if needed. And over here, you can see, it's tricky. Oops. There you go. Sorry about that. Over here, you have the restrooms. You're gonna have accessible restrooms for women, men, and a family room. Also, we heard that you might need like a child's toilet seat. So we're also incorporating here in this family room on the basement. So this space over here, the addition, will be a flexible meeting space that it should serve to all the activities that you might want to have. We're gonna have like media similar to here, projector screens. It will be for classrooms, conventions, meetings. It will be multi-purpose, and also the good thing is you have this direct access towards the park.
Question.
Yes.
In the restrooms, can you just, are those adult changing tables? I know that's been a request we've had.
Yes, so this one right now, we haven't changed it yet in the model, but thank you. Yes, we're gonna have an adult changing station over here as well,
And that'll be in the family restroom.
in the family restroom.
Thank you.
Yes. Thank you. So current cardio room, you have this wall over here. So we're expanding this a little bit more. And this is just for cardio equipment. And this is what it used to be the quilting room. So Mariah was envisioning like mirrors and athletic flooring. So you can have all types of classes. So you can do yoga, you can have Pilates, stretching, Tai Chi, you name it. It's going to be multi-purpose. And also we're keeping a lot of storage spaces for all the equipment and others that you might need. Thank you. Okay, so now we're on the main level. So this is what it was proposed. We're changing it quite a bit. 2014 have storage right over here on the west, and you don't really want that. That's your prime view. So we moved the storage out of here and created more community space and a lot of windows. And it went away. My apologies. And then you have over here, this also has been a little bit modified. I'll show you now. So let's start with here with the service area. So you have accessible restrooms as well. You have the drinking fountain, and then you have this kitchen area. It's not kitchen because it's not for cooking. We know you have cater events. So it's like a caterer's kitchen that gives you plenty of space for storage. As well, we have thought about having this movable island or cabinet. So when you have events, you can have this in, or you can roll them inside and storage them if you need more space over here. So it gives you the flexibility that you guys need depending on the events. Then I'm going to show you here is the community program. This is how it has changed. Oops. So over here, this is the conference room and library. So this room is going to have like a nook with the books that you currently have right now in the basement. And we're adding windows in all this north wall of the community center. And then over here, it's the game room. We have cleared the game room. Right now, you guys have a pool table in the basement. We're thinking this will come up as well, but you have a lot of storage. This will have like independent tables and you can play cards. It's also a flexible space. And the quilting room. So along all these public meetings, we have get a lot of feedback about storage, daylight, and have this room make it more comfortable for the group that comes and works quilting. So what we have work around is you have the entrance right over here, which these existing doors are. And then you are going to have this corridor that it could be multi-purpose. You can put your personal items. And then you're going to have this storage area over here that it's going to also be storage for the game room and for the quilting room. So that gives you plenty of storage for everything you might need for the quilting room. And we have also added windows right over here in this east wall to give you more daylight while you guys are working. Oh, before I go, do you guys have any questions on the level 1 program?
Are you gonna keep the oven in the kitchen?
That
is something that gets used often.
So when you say the oven, you mean like the whole stove?
Yeah, the stove, yeah.
So that's been part of the conversation. Ovens have more requirements. So I believe right now we're not considering to keep the oven.
We talked about a warming system.
Yes, we're gonna have warming systems.
I saw a lot of people
Yeah.
do this.
When you start putting stovetops and ovens, then you have to start looking at hoods and all kinds of grease,
Okay.
grease traps. And yeah,
Oh,
we do have a grease trap that's associated with the building, but there's a lot of components that
okay.
Any other questions?
What
before
did
you
you,
move off that, you'll see it when you start seeing some of the renderings. And I know Paloma made mention to this, but the major thing that we've tasked and we've heard through all the different meetings is we don't want singular use spaces, that we have to make it so that when we have space, that it can be used for multiple purposes, not only just with the senior programming or with the rental groups, but it can be used by pretty much everybody. So
see, you see open the wall?
it's that.
Okay, okay,
Nope.
I didn't know that.
Nope, the food comes in at 10:30, the food goes out at 11:30.
She has a hot, yeah, she has a hot, whatever
Yeah.
she uses. Yeah, that's true.
Alright. And now we're gonna look a little bit of the interior spaces that we're being working around. So this is the main space that you guys have, the community room. This is the wall that it's going to be demo to connect with the new addition. And before we start showing you the renderings, this is some of the colors and the inspiration that we have used to design this space. Everything is connected to what you have surrounded over here and the environment. So this is where the wall is currently. So once you don't have the wall anymore, you have like all this big space. This will be the island and casters basically, so you can move it and create an even bigger space in front of the fireplace over here. This counter, you have right now one that is very limited on the east wall. This is going to be up front looking, so we're thinking a really big one, so it can use kind of like a bar in a sense. Yes. The other thing that we heard quite a bit is acoustics. This space has a lot of echo and reverberation, so we were thinking implementing some baffle system for acoustical purposes, and also is going to do a blend of colors and get rid of that echo that you guys may have. Please correct me if I'm wrong. We have this light blue color over here to try to give you the idea that it's kind of like sky blue and a lighter color to give you the other one. Here you can see that. Yes.
So does that go out into that little entryway out here by the deck doors, the bathrooms?
Yes, so right now it kind of appears to cut more at the corridor, so the baffles kind of go into that storefront area to make it feel like more part of that space.
Yeah, I love it.
What happens down the corridor? Because that would bleed into this corridor, right?
So
Yes,
you can kind of see in the corner of that view, it's basically just extending on that wall. So
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, then drops it.
yes.
Yeah.
And the same drop down that happens over here in the existing, we're gonna do it in this piece of the addition, so it's gonna feel very,
Symmetrical. And the other thing I'll note too is, we had talks actually just last week about including an overhead door at that opening. So that way, if there is catering going on in the background, it can be shut. Keep the sound in there and then open it up for when they're serving, so. You can see on that view.
That's a good idea.
okay. So this is the new flexible meeting space that it's gonna be in the basement. This is just an example, like, if you have, like, you can see the screen over here on the back as well, you have like 2 screens. There's a partition dividing this space, and this is just an example with tables. This could turn into a classroom. Also, you could have like round tables and have a domino afternoon. I really want to come and play domino. I'm sorry, I saw you guys playing one of the visits. So you'll see me soon.
Just don't play bingo.
Okay, no bingo.
Bingo gets a little rough.
What's the ceiling height down there? How big is that space and what's the ceiling?
Okay, so to create this big open space on the level 1,
Right.
we have quite a bit of structure going on.
Mhm.
And we're limited by the existing structure of the building, right? So this one right now is 8 foot tall.
And to give you perspective, the ceiling in here is 8'9". So I mean, it's not much
It's only
shorter
9.
than this. So.
We're giving bigger windows, trying to create a little bit more of a view. You might not have too much height, but you definitely will have the view of the lake in this space.
And those taller windows too. help
That's
us see it.
1,600 square feet.
Yeah.
Correct, yep, so
Yes.
that's
One of them,
showing
and
the
that's-
full 1,600,
Then there's
yes.
one up above it or one below it.
Yeah, so this is the lower level,
What's the ceiling material?
an acoustical ceiling tile, similar to this, but updated. Nicer.
Are you doing a door like this one?
Yes, yeah, very similar.
Yes, but instead of having it coming into the room, it's actually hidden in the wall.
Oh, yeah,
So imagine that you won't be able to,
Yeah.
it's not gonna eat up the space.
Right.
And you guys are curious, right over here, it's a little bit lower because that's where we have like a huge beam supporting all the flooring for the community space upstairs.
Oh, nice.
And that will be like half of the room.
So you-
And
Oh, I'm sorry.
No,
Are
you
you,
can-
are you gonna do lighting so that it can be adjustable? For like, if you have someone that does a presentation and wants to do.
so like have it shut off at the
Cause I
front
could
or what
see
have
your
you.
big lights, yeah.
Yeah, yep, absolutely. Yeah, so different controls for those.
well, we can go back and talk a little bit more about different things, but that was what we have for the interiors, and we have this material palette, if you guys want to come up front here and see it. And this is the project timeline that we've been working with. So right now, we are on the design development. So we have gathered all the information from previous public meetings, and we keep incorporating all of these ones to create like the full design and present again to the city of Johnston. And then hopefully we're breaking ground January 2nd, right, John?
Woo.
January.
2025.
Happy New Year.
2024.
Better have some dynamite.
Done. Yeah. There you go. Any questions? Do you want me to go back to a specific? Do you guys want to come up front and see a little bit of the materials and check them over here?
I can kind of tell you through what.
Yes. Do you want us to stop the recording?